Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To video evaluator, second examiner and my supervisor. My name is NURUL SYAKIRAH binti Azuni from AS2395C. This is the oral presentation for my final year project, which is the study of chemical and biological contaminants in UITM Hotel SHAH. This is the overview of my slide presentation. Now we're moving on to the introduction. Air pollution is defined as contamination of the indoor or outdoor environment by any chemical, physical or biological factor that alters the natural features of the atmosphere. Common sources of air pollution are such as household combustion devices, motor vehicles, industrial operations and forest fires. Assessing indoor air quality, for example, in a hotel, requires identifying potential sources of morbidity associated with lung health and their impact on cardiorespiratory health. Important indoor air quality in enclosed parts of a hotel building, such as lobbies, guest rooms, and dining spaces. Problem statement of this study. Problem statement number 1. IAQ in hotels is a key problem due to its potential impact on the health of both hotel employees and guests. Fine particles and indoor viral infections acquired by airborne and droplet transmissions can significantly influence people's respiratory health. Problem statement number 2. Common issues with indoor air quality in hotel buildings include poor housekeeping and maintenance. Problem statement number 3. Indoor air pollutants include biological contaminants and chemical contaminants. Example of biological contaminants such as bacteria, pet dander, dust, mites, mold, and fungus. Meanwhile, example for chemical contaminants such as carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, and TVOC. Some biological pollutants can cause allergic responses such as hypersensitivity, pneumonitis, and some kinds of asthma. Meanwhile, chemical pollutants can irritate the eyes, nose, and throat, causing dizziness and weariness. Problem statement number 4. Air pollution is associated with an unhealthy society, which can progress to more significant psychological difficulties. Research question of this study. Number 1. What are the chemical and biological contaminants of indoor air quality at UITM Hotel SHAH? Number 2. How do indoor air quality parameters vary at the sampling points within the hotel? And number 3. Have any health risk symptom related to sick burden syndrome been exhibited among staff at the UITM Hotel SHAH? Objective of this study. Number 1. To determine chemical and biological contaminants of indoor air quality in UITM Hotel SHAH. Number 2. To compare the contaminants of indoor air quality among sampling sites. And objective number 3. To assess the health hazards that the workers of UITM Hotel SHAH have encountered. Significance of this study. Number 1. This study can provide insight to hotel management in improving indoor air quality via the determination of chemical and biological contaminants. Number 2. Preventive and control measurements can be created for workers' health improvement. And number 3. Identifying commonly found chemical and biological contaminants in the hotel. Number 4. Potential health hazards related to the pollutants can be prevented from information on indoor air quality obtained. Now, moving on to the literature review of this study. First, indoor air quality. What is indoor air quality? The EPA defines indoor air quality as the quality of air within and around buildings. Indoor air pollution in non-industrial buildings include high concentration of pollutants like VOCs, PM, physical, chemicals, and biological factors that can harm human health. Sick building syndrome, SBS. The term SBS refers to a variety of non-specific symptoms reported by people who work in certain buildings, including headaches, eye, nose, or throat irritation, dry or itchy skin. SBS prevalence in Malaysia is reported to range between 30 to 70%. In terms of empirical data, the bulk of research has focused on office personnel. Chemical contaminant. Chemical contaminant is one of the types of indoor air pollutants, such as carbon monoxide, VOC, particulate matter. Chemical pollutants are very hazardous since they are colorless and hence undetectable. Lastly, biological contaminant. These pollutants originate from a range of sources including ambient air, human bodies, indoor microbes, and pets. Example of biological contaminants such as bacteria, fungi, germs, or allergens. This is the methodology that I use for this study. Firstly, I conduct walkthrough inspection. Next, pre-assessment planning, site visit, occupant survey, and lastly, data collection and analysis. Now, this is the result and discussion part that related to this study. The first result is workers' health effect that I get from the complaint survey. The common complaints by the workers suspected of dry air due to the symptoms of hands dry, itching, and red skin. Building occupants report symptoms of acute discomfort such as headache, eye, nose, or throat irritation, dry or itchy skin. Now, this is the summary data for chemical parameter. As you can see from this table, the highest reading chemical parameter of this study was carbon dioxide. And all of the results obtained from this study fell within the permitted level established by DOSH and ICOP of 2010. Next, the summary data for biological parameter. The findings for biological contaminants for bacteria and fungi all are in the acceptable range according to the ICOP, which are 500 and 1000 CFU per meter cube respectively. Lastly, the comparison of indoor air quality parameters between 3 sampling points via SPSS. I used one-way ANOVA for this study, and the result that I obtained is that the F statistic and significant levels for carbon monoxide and formaldehyde are negligible. Carbon monoxide and formaldehyde levels are undetectable via ANOVA, suggesting that the existence of carbon monoxide and formaldehyde are very low concentration. Meanwhile, for the PM10 and TVOC, the F statistic for PM10 is 23.569 and F statistic for TVOC is 28.430 with a p-value of 0.01. This suggests that the group difference mean PM10 and TVOC are statistically significant at the 1% level. For carbon dioxide, the F statistic is 0.395 with a significant level of 0.690. This shows that there are no statistically significant variations in carbon dioxide level across groups. From this result, we can state that the TVOC and PM10 are the two parameters that need to be focused on because they can affect human health. This is some recommendation that can be used for future study. Recommendation number 1. Use equivalence air capture hood 8380 for the next evaluation in indoor air quality monitoring. Recommendation number 2. Identify the species of bacteria and fungi in the study area related to health effect. Lastly, use dehumidifying air system to reduce and maintain the level of humidity in the air. Conclusion for this study. Number 1, according to the results obtained, the indoor air quality at the UITM hotel is declared adequate and secure to assess biological and chemical parameters. This is because the results obtained fell within the permitted level established by DOSH and ICOP 2010. Conclusion number 2, building occupants report symptoms of mild discomfort such as headache, eye, nose, or throat irritation, dry or itchy skin. All of the symptoms mostly related to low air humidity. And lastly, the one-way ANOVA study findings satisfied the purpose of providing beneficial insights. This is because the variations of sampling point results for formaldehyde and carbon monoxide exhibit no variation. Meanwhile, for TVOC and carbon dioxide, gas showing variation. This must be resultant of activities in the sampling site and the number of occupants in the area. In these appendices, I put some photos taken during sampling at UITM Hotel SHAH. These are my references that I used in the study. That's all from me. Thank you.